This is kingfish.
Kingfish? My only king is Jesus. Vsauce, Milo here. This is not my house. Don't you just hate it when people tell you social media is bad, social media is terrible for you, you should quit, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm here to say otherwise. Well, kinda. First of all, those statements are 100% true. Like it or not, we as people compare ourselves to anyone else we see. But if it's in our daily lives, in school, at work, in our commute, it's fine because there's a mix of normal people. But when it's social media, thank you.
Turn it.
Spin around.
No, you got the point.
Oh, is it? But when we take this discussion to social media, the whole world is magnified. We see in this little device the 1% of attractive people, the 1% of rich people, the 1% of talented people. C is for cookie and cookie is for me. This is the case with most teenagers. We as teens who haven't even lived a quarter of the average lifespan, we compare ourselves to 20 and 30-year-olds. Like people who have lived and could have done so much more than we have. It's simply unhealthy. Yo! Bro came in clutch. How do I look?
Really bad.
The difference is, when did you start and when did they? Take something like the gym. I used to be 40 kg at one point. That's skinnier than some of the girls that were in your class probably. And now I've built myself up to somewhere in the 85 kilogram range. Now, why would I compare my progress over this whole time to someone who started off when they were 60 kg? Not to mention, I couldn't do a single sit-up, a single push-up, or a single pull-up. You keep on comparing yourself to people that are where you want to be, but you're not. Listen, you just start caring at some point too much for other people. You gotta learn to stick your nose out of people's buttholes. Keep that shit out. Stop focusing on them, focus on you. Of course, don't get me wrong, I aim to be a film director as soon as I can, but reminding myself that I'm not where I want to be at the moment is the last thing I want to do. It's not healthy at all. You get lost in a pool of hyper attractive, hyper rich, hyper wealthy, hyper happy people that you completely lose track of yourself. You lose track of your own progress and compare yourself to others rather than compare yourself to the person you were a day ago. Oh! Yes! Yeah! Guys, thank you for everyone in my family. He's one of them pony people. He likes to pretend he's a pony and jump over stuff. So why'd you have trousers on and shoes on? Yeah, man, I want that shit swinging. Regardless of that though, what's going on with the title? Why do we need social media in that case? Well, aside from cat videos, one of the biggest blessings of social media is exposure, and a shit ton of it. So for me, for example, if I want to be a film director, then I'll need exposure. I'll need someone to watch my stuff. And what other better way to do this than the most connected platform that we have for free? When you're first starting out, no one's gonna watch your shit. Like, no one. Well, apart from maybe a few friends and family, there isn't really much out there of you. Well, obviously there's some exceptions, but that goes for most creatives. Not only for film, but for music, art, even some businesses.
Do yourself. Don't squeeze Melman.
Melman. Well, here's the problem. No me gusta social media, but te amo social media. I think it's amo social media. I don't fucking know. So what the fuck do I do in that kind of situation? Currently I make the shittest TikToks known to man probably. I spend like an hour in my room at some points just making TikToks in bulk and saving them to drafts to just release them at later points in the day. A social media following for a creative though is one of the best things someone in the creative industry can do. Men, these are women. We are the same. We're the same.
But different.
I read feminist literature, ladies. Can I have some of the chocolate cake? I know saying have fun while posting is a wild statement, especially from me. Someone who said before that they hate posting. Well, the reason I actually hate posting is outlined in this video right here. And the card is linked up there. It can be fun. You can make it fun and enjoyable. For example, whenever I see a small creator, I always follow them, comment, and try to genuinely interact with them. Believe it or not, in this ever so competitive industry, we need each other. That's the only way we'll save us from becoming another 9-to-5 worker. As cheesy as that sounds. But I hate to admit it, TikTok just reels me in too much. At times, I find myself scrolling just to find out that hours have gone by. Not to mention, it also ends up killing creativity. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with jumping on a trend or taking inspiration. Make sure your creativity doesn't end up flowing down the mainstream river. Don't even get me started on the whole anxiety of my post did better than theirs, or I copied their post but theirs did so much better than mine. The algorithm is against me. The last thing you should value is posts and clout. It's valuable to have a community, but it's significantly more valuable to improve on your own skills. Posting isn't what we want to improve on. I would never assess my own work on a post and how much likes, shares, and saves it's got. On the other hand, a short film, that's way more like it. The thing is, the algorithm is a thing. Your video isn't always going to be like reeled into the mainstream. Or hell, maybe there's just low traffic at that time. You eventually want to funnel down a niche, whatever that niche may be. And that might take some time. Just look at the few videos back on this channel. I had no idea what I was doing. But what I'm saying here is, as long as you're not humiliating yourself outright, just post anything. And I mean anything. Behind the scenes photos, videos, things you like about the industry, movies you like, movies you don't like, etc. Tips and tricks, anything. It's cringe. It feels cringe. I feel cringe when I post it. But having an audience of like-minded people when you post something other than a shit post is incredible. The feedback, the praise, the insight, the tips for the future are just incredible and beyond useful. Hell, I'm on a 10-day course with 19 other people there, and I feel like I've known them for months. Humans were meant to thrive in a community, and what I recommend for you is to find and make that community. I still can't believe that some people can't see the most important resource we have is people. Who raised you? Who helped you up after that terrible breakup? Who made you fall in love in the first place? And who makes films? Simply put, two minds are better than one, and a community is priceless.